What's up everyone, welcome back. This is Raj from P2 Media. Today we're going to be talking about installing WordPress on a local machine with operating systems such as Windows or Mac OS X. So let's get right to it. So before we get started, I just wanted to talk about the two things that we're going to need for this tutorial. First, you're going to have to download the latest version of WordPress from wordpress.org. Second, we're going to need to download a server station to use on your operating system. We're going to be working with Xampp, which stands for Cross-Platform Apache, MariaDB, PHP, and Perl. The reason I chose to work with this one is simply because it's a very simple solution that works on multiple platforms. It actually works on Windows, Mac OS X, and Linux. So what we're going to do first is go to wordpress.org. Once we're on the site, on the top right, you're going to see a button that says Get WordPress, so click on that. Then download the latest version of WordPress. Currently it's 5.3.2, but it may be different when you're following this tutorial. While that's downloading, we're going to search for Xampp. Click on the first link, and you can see here they have a version for Windows, for Linux, and Mac OS X. So we're going to download the Windows version right now. So once Xampp is finished downloading, you just want to click on it down here. If you get a prompt like this, just press OK. This is the first screen you're going to see. Click Next. Now, because we're only installing WordPress, we don't need all of these assets to be installed. So I'm going to deselect the FTP server, the mail server, Tomcat, Perl, Webalizer, and SendMail, because we only need MySQL, PHP, which is by default, and PHP-MyAdmin. So go through that and then click Next. You can choose wherever you want to install it, but I'm just going to leave the default settings. Bitnappy makes it easier to install CMS systems such as Drupal, Joomla, and WordPress, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we're not going to be using that. So deselect that and click Next. Now, it may take a few minutes to install. Alright, so once it's finished installing, this is the screen you're going to see. Leave it selected where it says, do you want to start the control panel now, and just click Finish. Alright, so once it finishes installing and you click on the Finish button, you're going to be prompted by a window like this. So once you come to this window, what you want to do is you want to click Start next to Apache. Once it starts, you're going to see that the background color changes to green. Once that happens, you can click Start next to MySQL as well. And you can see that it's loaded up. Once that's done, you want to click on Admin next to MySQL. You'll be brought to PHP-MyAdmin. Once you're here, you want to click on Databases. And here under Create Database, you want to give your database a name. So I'll just call mine P2 Media DB. And click Create. So once that's done, what you want to do is click down here on the WordPress zip file that you downloaded earlier. It'll open it up. So once you open your extractor, this is what you're going to see. What you want to do first is click on the folder so that it doesn't extract that folder as well, and then click on Extract To. You're going to want to find wherever you installed Xampp. In our case, it's in the C drive, and you have to unzip it into the htdocs folder. But furthermore, you can put it in another subdirectory if you wanted to. I'm going to put it into P2 Media and click OK. Once you've done that, you just want to go back to your browser and type in localhost/P2 Media, and you can see it loads up the WordPress installer. You can pick whichever language you want to work with. We're just going to go with English, United States. This is just asking to make sure that you've created the database and you know the name of the database. So we called it P2 Media DB. For the username, we're going to put in root, and password we're going to leave blank, and the other two fields you can leave as default. And then just click Submit. And then it just says you're all set, run the installation. Here you can give your site a title, so I'll call it P2 Media, username of P2 Media. Then you can set your own password. And put in your email address. And install WordPress. There we go. You can click login. It'll bring you to the login. But if you want to check if the site works, you just have to delete the portion where it says /wp-login.php. Just go to localhost /p2media, and you can see here that the site is active. And that's all there is to it. Alright, so let's go through the process of installing WordPress onto Mac OS X. The first few steps are very similar to how we did it for Windows, but in case you didn't watch that portion, we'll go through it again. So you want to open your browser and you want to go to WordPress.org. Once there, you want to click on the blue button on the top right where it says Get WordPress, and then download WordPress 5.3.2. That's the latest version right now. But when you're watching this, there may be a newer version, so just make sure to download the latest version. While that's downloading, we're going to search for Xampp, and we're going to click on the download link. And you can see the first one's for Windows, the second one is for Linux. We're going to go down to the one that's for OS X and download the latest one. Alright, so once it's finished downloading, we can just click down here and go through the process of installing Xampp. So we're just going to take this file here and drag it into the applications folder. And there we go, that's done. So now what we're going to do is open a new Finder window. We're going to go to Applications, find Xampp, double click on it to run it. If you get a warning like this, just click Open. Just click OK. It may ask you to type in your password, so go ahead and do that. Once it opens up, you just want to click on Start. So once Xampp is up and running, which you can see by the green light here, you want to click on Network and Enable for the first one. Then click on Volumes and mount the volume. Then go back to General and click on Go to Application. It'll open up this page, which you can see you've successfully installed Xampp. Now at this point, what we want to do is delete where it says Dashboard and type in phpMyAdmin. Once you're here, you're going to click on Databases, and you're going to name your database whatever you want. I'll call mine P2Media DB2. Create, and that's it. Once you've done that, what you want to do is click on the WordPress zip file that you downloaded earlier. You could see that it's unarchived right over here in the downloads. So you're going to copy all of this, go into Network, the first one with the IP address, LAMP, then you're going to go into htdocs, and at this point it's up to you if you want it in the main directory or if you want to put it into a subdirectory such as P2Media, for example. So you're going to open the folder and you're going to paste all the files. This might take a minute. So once that's done, you want to go back to your browser, delete the section after phpMyAdmin, including phpMyAdmin, and just type in whatever you named the folder. In our case, it was P2Media. So once you do that, you see you've got the WordPress installer here. Just click on Let's Go. You're going to need the database name that you typed in earlier. In our case, it was P2Media DB2. For username, the default is root, and password we're going to leave blank. And then the last two sections, we're just going to leave it as default and click Submit. Sometimes you may have some errors, so in this case it's telling me to create a WP config file manually and paste this text into it, so I'll do that. Once you've done that, just click Run the installation. You want to give your site a name, a username, and you want to type in a password. Put in your email address. and install WordPress. There you go, you're all set. If you want to see the site, you can delete the section that has WP admin and whatever follows, and just click enter. You can see here the WordPress site is up and running. If you want to log in, just after P2 Media you type in WP-admin, and you can log in with the credentials that you created earlier. As always, if this video has helped you, please consider subscribing, and thanks for watching.